everybody, it's SuffolkBlue, all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back to another Kerbal Space Programs. If you remember last time, here on the moon itself, we have Bill. And Bill has a problem. His problem is that I designed his rocket, I designed its fuel capacity, and sadly, I've managed to strand him almost certainly on this surface of the moon. Now, I still want to test out these little rockets, but we ought to do a little test of these really, because I know you'll all want to see whether they would have worked. So let's do a little quick save here, just so I've got a point to come back to. So we're going to try and take off. Whoops, sorry. We're going to try and take off, and see how we get on. Now, I'm going to launch these in 2 phases, because I think 4 of these is going to be more than enough to get the damn thing off the moon. But then what I need to do is try and, well, turn it, really. Where's the 90 on here? I don't really know. Let's give it a go. Ready? See, that works pretty well. So now we're going up, and if we have a look at the lunar map, not particularly high is the problem. So, if I now turn this up, I don't know which way I've got to turn over now. It's going to be wrong, whichever way I choose. And if I now do... see, now even if I do that, that only gives us that amount of push. So I absolutely, almost certainly, definitely should have done... use those to slow us down and kept the fuel. But I didn't. So little man here with all his lovely science stuff, he's sort of a bit stuck. So we're going to have to leave him here at the moment because I haven't got a rescue ship for him. So the next job is to build a rescue ship to come rescue our first party landing. It's all a bit embarrassing, really. Let's go to the Space Center and let's go and have a look at the other Kerbals and see if we can get them home. Because I'll probably send we've got loads of science though. But I'll probably send an unmanned mission to go and get him back, and then he'll be the man coming back. But Lunar Lander, where's the Lunar 2 orbiting the moon? I think it's you. Let's have a look at you. Fly. So here are our other Kerbonauts, hopefully in orbit around the moon. They need to come home, in honesty. They need to come home because we can't really do an awful lot with them. They can't take any more science. We've captured all the science that we really need in there. Even if I did mystery goos, can't really do anything with those. Even if I... oh, we need to have 2 in there, don't we, I suppose? Oh, I've got 2 in there. Where's the other one? Oh, he's here, isn't he? Okay. Well, let's put him in there, then. Transfer into there. And then review stored data. See, that's 5.5, so that's observation high over the moon. Keep that data. Let's find a goo canister that I can use. Oh, why are you not? Oh, of course, because nobody's in. You can't use it, ridiculously enough. You can't use them unless there's somebody in here, because you've got no one controlling it. So you have to have 3 men to run this. You can't do it any other way, I don't think. So we're sort of a bit stuck with them. So our next job really for these guys is to get them home. And the way I want to do that is to fire almost certainly from here, almost back inwards on ourselves. All we really need to do is just get out of orbit is all we need. How much is that going to take? I don't think we'll have enough fuel for that either. I'm wondering whether we have to do a refuel mission. Because look, we've got no fuel. So these dudes are a little bit stuck as well, orbiting the moon. I've completely ruined the mission. So, don't worry, we got this. No idea what we're going to do, but I got this. So let's come back over here. Let's have a look at our science first of all to start with. Let's buy some stuff. We've got reactor engines if we wanted them. We've got Clampotron docking ports. The ones I want definitely is this one, because it gives us more science, and more science is always a good thing. That's a lot more science. 431 left. We can have the 1000 chargeable tank plus large solar arrays. The iron stuff. Is this iron stuff? Yeah. We've got the probe bodies, the RCS tanks, the cupola, and the lander can, and the escape system. Then we've got some aeronautical stuff, so like the space plane stuff, which we don't really use. And then obviously we have also got our atomic rocket motor. we got 431. I think I would quite like, because I'm about to have to send these back, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get the probe body, and then we've got even smaller probe bodies to come, including the drone cores and all that stuff to come after that. But we've still got 131 science. That's fine. So, rescue mission. Today we're not probably going to launch this. We're probably just going to build it to start with, and then see what we need to do from there. Now, bearing in mind, this thing has to land on the moon. He has to get in it and get back up again, and then we have to refuel, I think. So there have to sort of be two bits to this. It has to be a proper lander. Only needs to have one of them. Have I got... Where's the utility? How big is that? Oh, it's going to be bigger than the nose. Hold on then. Let's go proper on this. A lander can, obviously. Let's go proper. Because we're not going to put a lot of goo and stuff on this. This is purely for rescue. So we don't need all of that stuff. This is about... Can we get our dude back? Why have we got two of them? Go away. Every time. There we go. So that's on the top, and that's what we're going to use to connect back up with the ship when we get him up in the air, I think. Unless we do a direct return, we could do that too for him. We could send off two missions, one direct return and one to refuel the others. Ooh, that's a good idea. I quite like that idea. That means, though, that we would need to have instead one of these. This is going to have a parachute on it to start with, because he's going to be coming in the atmosphere using this one. Let's break it off at the middle. Let's put in a structural doodah. So there's the structural doodah. What we then need is some way of getting this on the ground and then getting it back up again. I quite like using this body here. With... No, not one of those. One of those. Come here. And I'm going to make this overpowered this time, because I think last time we were a little underpowered and trying to be a bit too Apollo and weren't really going to be able to do it enough. So let's be a little bit overpowered now. I'm going to do that. I'm going to need... I'm going to put these at the end. I want these to be quite high off the ground. About there? Are they about right? I think they are. And then I'm going to use 4 of these too. Wow, that is massively overpowered. Oh, I know what I could do. Another idea just comes to you as you're sitting there thinking, actually, what I'm going to do is I could have these so they stay on the moon, and the only bit that comes back is this middle bit, because that should be enough. And then... yeah. Like so. So those bits are going to be like that. Then what we can do is we can strut them. Struts, please. I think something like that. They're going to be strutted there. And then strutted there. Hopefully to keep that sort of all together. Landing legs. Proper landing legs. We should be able to get away probably with these ones again. We could use the big old, because this is a much bigger rocket now. So we could use the big old rockets. Let's have a look at these retracted. How far do they go down? That's got a wide base as well, which I quite like. There's plenty of fuel on there. Let's retract those back. So this will all take off from the middle. This will go upwards on its own. This has got a parachute and can come back. It has no power. That worries me. I always get worried about power, you know me. I have a slight concern about power. Let's do that. That gives us some power. I don't want to spend a fortune on this, but I do want to make sure we can get the things back, because otherwise we really are. If we strand everybody out at the moon, we're in trouble. We'll have to recruit loads of new people. So let's do that around the edge, just to give a ring of power there. These are going to land there. We're going to need some control surfaces and probably some batteries. How big are they? Didn't pick up any flat ones, did I? Oh, I know what I could do. Let's put on our batteries. Now, if I put them on here, you see, when we leave this on the moon, they should be left on the moon. Actually, let's use the round ones. We don't. We can. I think we Can't embed them in, but we can at least do that. Do we have any structural, little tiny structural ones? And can I do anything with them? Can't cover them up or anything, can you? Don't have a little one. Oh, we do have a little one. There you go. Totally pointless, but why not? What else do we need? Oh, RCS. Good heavens. Because I think we are going to need to use RCS definitely this time. Let's take that off for now. Let's put some RCS on here. Plenty of RCS. I could put some extra fuel on here actually, like that. And then put that in the middle. Is it like that? Yeah. And then get some RCS tanks. I want to put them sort of out of the way. Oh, wrong way. And that one. Like that. So there's the RCS. Now we need to put some jets on there for control so that we can actually get the thing up and down if we have to. Now, let's think about this. Where's the best place for jets to be? Well, there's first place. We're not going to use them after we've landed. I don't think. So we're not going to really need to take them with us. See, I wish I could put them there, but I can't. Right, so we've got some jets at the end there, which are all the way around. I am going to put some 4 jets on here, even though, as I say, we're not really going to need to use them, obviously, once we detach afterwards. But it is going to be handy to get us up and down. Ton of fuel. Excellent. Now, the trouble we have, of course, is that we need a computer at this stage, because if you think about it, what's that? That's a small inline reaction wheel. That's a large one, which is fine. And then I need a probe body. Something a bit more substantial, really, than that. What's the size of this one? What's this one? Are they both the same size? This is a bit ridiculous. I was hoping for something a little more, because, see, that's no good at all, really. Because we can't have anyone in the cockpit. This is the important thing. Because if we have anyone in the cockpit, I can't, obviously, it has to be computer controlled down, because, oh, I wonder if I can put these on the top of the, hold on. Connect up again. If I put these on top of here, I mean, you get 4 of them, that's ridiculously heavy then. We're over-engineering. We don't need to do that. I just need one. I wish I had one that was the same size as the body of the rocket, but I don't. It's going to have to go in here. I wonder if I could somehow jettison the thing off. It's not ideal. Well, we have a droid body, so we have a body in there. If I could, I don't know whether I can. I think this is holding it all together. Just trying. Okay, so that droid body in the middle there. Oh, that's ugly as heck, but it'll do. So that's going down. We're not taking any materials bay or anything over there because we're not doing any science. This isn't about science. This is about trying to get our dude back if we can. I haven't got any lights on it. I don't think I'm going to need any. Let's have a think. How's it going to attach to anything? This is just going to go and get the man back. This isn't going to go and refuel the one that's floating around it. So this is purely to recover our dude on the planet's surface, not to refuel the other one. So we do therefore need to put in something like that. I'd quite like to put something like that on the bottom of this. And then we need a proper tank, because we then need a tank which essentially is going to get us into lunar orbit and do all that sort of good stuff. I could use that. And then we could put another one of those. Oh, is that going to be enough fuel though? Should be now. And then let's put in. What was the engine we used last time? Now we used one of these, which has a maximum thrust of 220, but uses up. It's quite juicy with the juice. 7 to 6. Now, do we have? Is one of these like smaller? That's 5. That's 7 liquid fuel. See? So this one takes 7. This one takes 5, and produces almost the same thrust. This one produces. Oh, it's a little bit more. Little tiny engine. Well, I think it'll have to be the Poodle. I really do think it'll have to be the Poodle-oodle. And again, you see, I'm in the process of thinking, I need to have a droid body on this. I need something on this to be able to control this ship once it undocks. Because what I'm thinking of doing, if this one, we'll have to meet in orbit with the other one, dock this on and just put as much fuel as what's left in here in that body. So let's. I don't really want to use this enormous droid. I mean, the droid bodies are huge. Right. Actually, maybe I could just stick it on the side or something. Perhaps I could do that. Hold on. Oh, that's a good idea. Can I put that on there? Now, really, is that a good idea? I think it should be. Let's put one of these ones on. Like so. And then we're going to have to strut this again. Probably quite heavily. Hopefully that won't wobble around too much on top there. So, this is the bit that's going to the moon. Okay, that's what this is. All of this bit's going to the moon. Landing legs, a single capsule. The staging we're going to have to sort out on this something chronic because it's going to be all over the shop. Let's take. So this we're going to try now. How are we going to get the fuel? How are we going to get the fuel from here to there? So what we'll have to do, if we are going to do a thingy bob, what's it? A refuel is the word I was looking for. If we are going to do a refuel, we're going to need to have. I mean, I might put 4 on it because then I've got 4 options. But what I can't do is turn this thing around. Once this thing is floating, it's floating. What I will be able to do though is the one that's in orbit around the moon does have the RCS. So we would be able to do that. The control surfaces, I could take. In fact, I might do that. And I think I'm going to need to give this some power as well. Because once this unit, I mean, essentially what we're saying is we might leave this floating around in space. But you know what? We're doing a rescue mission. I don't want to get out there and not have all the bits. So we're gonna over engineer. If at first you don't succeed, over engineer it. That's the rules. Just taking these over here, doubling them up. There. So it's going to have power. Of that there is no doubt. It's going to have no CRS, and essentially it's just going to float in orbit around the moon. The job of the other. In fact, we're going to have to get it as close as possible though, because they don't have any fuel left really to do much manoeuvring, apart from the RCS that they have. Other than that, everything else is gone. So I will see. We'll have to get it as close as we can. I mean, this will have fuel, so we will be able to get into a similar orbit, and we're going to have to use little shocks. I wonder what I could do is put on really smaller engines, like something like this, you know, which I can use for orbiting around once we're there, so that I save as much fuel as possible while still getting, you know, into. If I did that. That could be our, you know, getting into a similar orbit and catching up, because it's got to catch up with and once it gets there, it's got to catch up with and rendezvous with the other one that's floating around. Is this going to be? Is this going to have enough fuel? I mean, what I could do, I've just got rid of all of that, but what I could do is say, actually, no, I don't think it's going to be enough fuel, and I could whop on another tank like that. I mean, it's a whopper, but that will definitely get us to the moon, and that will have fuel left over. Will it have enough? I do like the idea of having these other engines which can be used once the main engine sort of finished its burn. We're using little engines rather than the big one, because that big one did sort of use up a lot of thrust. That's 20. If we had 4 of them, 2, 4, 6, that's 80, 8, 16, 24, third of the speed of the other one. 8, 16, 24, yeah. We could do that. Because what I'm thinking is that once we're done, we can use these littler engines to do more of the manoeuvring, and getting ourselves closer, if possible, to the other tank. But we don't want to use up too much fuel. That's the point. We've got ports on all sides, which will help us when it comes to the docking. Our job then is to dock, get everything poured, as much fuel in there as we need to get them back, and then we'll probably deorbit this and crash it into the moon's surface. Sorting out the what's this engine then? Which engine are you? Oh, you're that engine. Okay, so we need to create. That goes there. What are these engines? These are those three. So these have to go up with that one. So they'll all fire at once. Where's the other engine? I missed one. There it is. So they'll all, so everything above that is lander. All right. Everything below this is the other one. Let's bring that down. So we have this engine will fire. Once we get where we need to get to, we turn that off, and then we've got littler engines to do what we need with. Really, I'm thinking about putting some RCS on this. Really thinking about putting some RCS on this. Not that one. Not that one. Do we not have the large RCS tanks yet? No, obviously we don't. Oh well. If I take this one. Just not sure I need all of them numbers. Good heavens, I didn't realise. 4. Let's just pop them on. Oh, actually, what if we just pop them on here? Like so. So there we go. That's now got RCS. Now we just need to put some control points on it. I've given up. I relented. Because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, I'm going to need to dock. We're going to... Oops, oh dear. We're going to need to dock this thing. Beast of a thing. With the other one. And I'll be honest with you, that's no mean feat. Especially if you're trying to take fuel out to the moon. So we're going to put them on there. So we've got some control points, forwards and backwards, left and right, up and down. So that should be okay for the all the dimensions are covered. That's okay. Really, I just need that one to get to, what I must do is make sure that I hit the right part of the moon. Otherwise that's going to be going terribly wrong. But we should have plenty of fuel to do that landing, I think. I'm not going to use any solid boosters on this one. So, let's go to a sub-assembly. We'll take a Mooner. There we go. So there's the Mooner lander. Same as we've always done. It should be exactly the same. And there's only 4. Where's the 6 gone? That's not a Mooner lander. Whether 4 would work with this. Might do. Well, I think it does give us the opportunity to do the changes that I wanted to make to the rocket boosters, I suppose, because what I could do, I've got to put them in 2s really. Actually, hold on, come off. I'm surprised that that's 4 though, because the other one was 6. wonder what that would be like with just 4. Slow, I would have thought, but it might be. I don't know whether it's heavier or lighter than the last one. It's probably going to be heavier if the truth be told, because it's got more fuel at the top here. But it doesn't have an injection, it doesn't have a second stage. Because if you remember, the other one has a second stage which gets it into orbit. That was the point of it. I wonder if this will be enough. Should we do a test launch? We haven't got all the bits and bobs on it, but let's do a test launch. I'm going to take out the pilot that I know is going to be in here by default. And we'll just do a test and see how this works and looks like. Where's the Kerbals? Crew. Yeah, get out. We're going to call this SB Rescue 1, because we might have to make lots of rescues. Let's save that. Right, let's go and just do a test launch. Let's pretend that this is a simulator. I'll just do a launch and see whether we think this can... Because if it does get into orbit, then I don't have to come back. We'll call it the real thing. But let's have a go, because I'm sort of here thinking, well, it's probably a bit heavier than the other one. Oh, it looks a bit wobbly as well. Also, it's a concern. I don't need them engines on full. I'm going to light them up there. We are going to fire everything at once, though. 3, 2, 1. Up it goes. So it's going up, as we know it would. I haven't got any problem with it going up, necessarily. Okay, 52. That's a good speed. Again, we have got that engine burning, so that's fine. Don't want to go over 200. So, providing we... 95, 100. Again, it's going up pretty good. Everything's solid anyway. It's not wobbling or falling apart. I reckon we'll have enough fuel for this, but we'll see. 140. 60. Speed's fine, I haven't got a problem with that at all. Just cut that down, that speed a little bit. Off that goes. Let's turn up the gas to full. We're slowing down quite a lot. So at the very least, I don't think that engine is going to be enough. Because I don't want to slow down, I mean, I'm slowing down to less than 100 metres a second. And I'm full, but I am slowing down to less than 100 metres per second. So that sort of makes me go, still slowing down. I would have hoped to have picked up by now. I mean, at this rate, we are just going to fall back. So that isn't going to work. Let's revert flight to the vehicle assembly yard. I think we're either going to need to put another stage in here, or we might beef up this engine, because what we could do, I think... How much was that engine? That engine was... is that not 650? Where's that one? That's a bigger engine. Do you reckon that would work better? That's the Whopper engine. The other one was the medium launcher. I don't quite know why that was on there. Let's launch that one. Same again. It's a simulation. Oh, I bet that Kerbal's back in it again. Well, we'll revert it anyway, whether he's in there or not. I do hate that. Once you've taken them out, you want them to stay out. You know what I mean? But the game seems to automatically want to put a Kerbal in there. There he is. See? No reason for you to be in there at all. I told you not to go in there. Honestly. Let's cut that down to about there. That on. Let's see. So we've got a bigger engine on this now. Does seem to be going up quicker, obviously. Look at the fuel usage, though. Oh, hold on. Have I fired the other engine? Oh, I haven't fired the other engine. It's there. Oh, well, that's... So, the staging was wrong, but we're still going up. Not fired the other engine yet. Put it on full for now and see what happens when we do separate. These are all going to fire, so essentially we're just going up on solid rocket booster at the moment, which is working absolutely fine. It isn't bad. Okay, here we go. Big moment, big moment. I tell you what, if this works, you're still coming back because you can't go into space. You mustn't go with these groups, otherwise I'll never get them all back. Here we go. Yeah, 500. 2, 1. Slowing down a wee bit. Now speeding up again. So we're already at 7,000, speeding up. Main engine, using a lot of fuel though. He's a juicy one. He's a juicy one. Let's just start turning ourselves over on the 90. Bearing in mind, we don't want to use any fuel that we don't have to, because we want to be able to get all of the fuel, if possible, over to our friends at the moon, because they're the ones that need the fuel, not us. So we're still going up, 280. Cut that speed back a wee bit. Still speeding up, but we don't have to use quite as much fuel. Just having a look at the speed and over. Halfway through our fuel at the moment. Not convinced. Not convinced at all. Turning ourselves over a bit more. Trying to spread out that apparatus, just get it ahead of us by a bit more. Just cutting the power back a little bit, trimming it down. And going up to 42 at this height. Yeah, not enough fuel. Not enough fuel, I don't think. In my honest opinion. So, that's fine, we know that now. I'm going to play around with this off camera. So, we're going to keep the main rescue part as it was. I'm a bit annoyed that I've lost me solid rocket boosters, because, as I say, that should be 6, because it's the same ones we used last time. But, apparently they've gone. So, I'm going to play around with a launch mechanism. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully we can go and rescue our dude that we've left, well, all of our dudes who are currently orbiting the moon. If you've liked the video, please give a thumbs up. Any suggestions, let me know, because you know what I'm doing wrong. I know what I'm doing wrong, but do you know what I'm doing wrong? Yeah, leave a like if you've liked it, share with your friends, all that sort of good stuff. Thanks very much for watching. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.